Hi, my name is David, and I want to show you today some core features from S4INFINITY, the SAP S/4HANA Business Partner integration. What is S4INFINITY? S4INFINITY is a kickstart portal for SAP S/4HANA, and it provides a self-service for customers and suppliers. It's easy to integrate into the company IT landscape as, for example, PIM or CMS systems or sales automation systems. But let's go now to the SAP S/4HANA Business Partner integration in more detail. So the business partner. This is the SAP strategic object model for centrally creating, displaying, and managing master data of business partners without differentiation between debitors and creditors. Literally, that means we have the business partner, which could be a supplier, which could be a customer, but which could be also a natural person. Our USP is that we preserve the structure of this object model in our domain model from S4INFINITY. And this allows us to easily accommodate use cases that are not straightforward to implement. For example, with generic solutions as e-commerce systems. Example use cases would be a person could act as a contact for multiple business partners and with the ability to switch between these partners in the portal front end. Another use case could be to display sales orders where the selected company is the good recipient or the invoice recipient, but not the purchaser itself. And for example, we could integrate any S4HANA API, which is based on the business partner model. Let's look at one example. We see here Paul is a natural person and a business partner. He's a contact for the domestic customer 2, and he's a contact for domestic customer 4. Both relations have different email addresses as you see it in this case and in that case. Well, this could be poor data maintenance or it could be deliberate, but literally or technically speaking, it could be there, and we've seen that already in our projects. So Paul wants to operate within the context of both customers, regardless of which email he uses to log in. So a solution is that we have one login identity per email, which is linked to all contacts associated with a business partner. Simply, Paul can log in either with the first email address here or the other email address into the portal, and both allow him to act on behalf of the contact relationship to domestic customer 2 or domestic customer 4. So let's go now deeper into an example. And for this, first, let us open the SAP Business Accelerator Hub, also known as api.sap.com. This is a great place to discover SAP's APIs and try them out. So what we now do is to discover the Business Partner API. Which we find here, OData API version 2 for Cloud Public Edition. We can open this, and here we have a API reference. We can check out this schema, and also we could try this API out. When we try the API out, there we could use this sandbox, or we can use a custom environment connected to this. So here in this case, and also for the demo, I will use this sandbox. So first of all, let us search for a contact, which I have already prepared or checked up in the data, better to say that. Here and get contact. I mean, I could first run a request to all contacts in the sandbox, which we see here. There are 89 contacts provided. We not going one by one, so let me just provide here a filter query. Just copying it. So we're filtering now contacts where the business partner person, so this natural person belongs to this business partner, And let's run this, and we see now here 3 results. So the person with the end 7 is connected to this company, or this one, and there is a third one. More information about the email address we will find on the function and department. So let's find this one here and get the function department. We will use the same filter query now and run it. So the data maintenance in our sandbox seems to be a bit better. So let's have a look here. We have the first one, which is Mary Brown, this email address. And we see also with the second customer, she will use the same email address, and the same would be for the third one. So as a result, in our portal, we will have one login identity, which is connected to 3 contacts. I have already imported the data from the sandbox to the S4INFINITY portal, and I will now switch to the login screen. So I'm choosing Mary, entering the password and signing in. So first of all, we have to select the organization. As we've seen before, there were 3 contact relations, and now I have to choose the one which I want to operate in the portal. So I would choose now the domestic customer 2. And we see now our portal with an empty dashboard, which I have not configured yet. And at the top here, Mary can now switch between the different customers she was configured for. So we can switch also to 4. And on the left-hand side, we see the pages for the portal, which is flexible depending on what you actually are using or what you are integrating with. And I go now to the user administration and to the employees. So here we see now the users which were previously imported from the sandbox environment. So this is Mary and Ronald. So there, as you can see, there is another business partner or natural person which was imported. And we consider those users as the administrators for the portal. So they will work on behalf of the customer or supplier and create new users who are working with the portal and assign roles and so on. The new users which are created, so I could, for example, create a new user here, they do not necessarily be replicated back to S4HANA. So we keep them in the data domain from the portal for now. So we could create now a new user, which would trigger a email setup, password setup process, and so on. They can log in, and then for the customers or suppliers which are configured for that user, they can then log in and work in the same way, for example, as Mary or as Ronald. All right, I mean, that's already for the demo. So this was a brief overview. So as I've shown you, we've looked at the sandbox. We've taken real S4HANA data and replicated this to our portal. We see the user structure and the possibility to switch depending on our contact relationships between the different customers or suppliers in the portal. And this, in fact, allows us to easily implement further use cases on S4HANA. So if you attend or watch our next demos, I will show you something more about the sales orders, like the overview of the sales orders, and about the invoice listing, invoice PDF download, and so on. I hope you have enjoyed the demo, and if you have some questions or feedback, I would love to hear from you. My email is david.s4infinity@codedlabs.com. So have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.